look, I caught up to you, man. I watched Sinners.
Yes. What was your review, bro? I'm glad
Bro,
you finally got to see it. Yes, I need
bro,
to.
since the last episode, I've seen it twice.
Oh, wow. In
I've
theaters.
seen it
I'm like,
twice.
of course. So yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
saw it once on bootleg. It's crazy. No, I saw it once with my girl, and then I saw it once with my mom. Actually, I was in Cali for a few days, visiting, and I watched it with her, and it's crazy because I perceived it differently each time that I watched it. I feel like the second time I liked it even more, but
Wow.
amazing. I feel like the
Mhm.
second time I watched it, I was able to pay more attention to like the symbolism because I
Yeah.
already knew the storyline. So at that point, I was able to notice all of the little nuances more. But both times, bro, amazing, 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 amazing movie, man. I have to recommend it to anybody. If you have not seen Sinners, I 100% will recommend going to see it. It's the best movie I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, and I love hearing that from people because number one, I'm hearing that they're going two and even three times. Like that part I love because again, we talked about this on last episode, and me being like a cinephile, me being like a movie buff, I just love the fact that people are supporting theater, especially for like this type of film. It's Ryan Coogler, a black director from Oakland, California. It's an all black cast aside from maybe a handful of people like Haley Stanfield, right? So to see people support it, and it's so integral to like even our stories, right? Like
Mhm.
most of us are a product of the Great Migration. So like
Absolutely.
our families are from Mississippi. Do you know which city
But,
yours is
but,
from?
but my family is from the exact city, Clarksdale, Mississippi,
You're
where this film
kidding.
was based. Like some people from
Wow.
different areas of the Delta, but my grandma is from Clarksdale, Mississippi. Like it was
That's crazy. Yeah.
yeah. So that's so like even the first scene, like I saw my mom face light up, like what? Like this based in Clarksdale? Like where
Like,
we all visited as kids. Like it was crazy, bro. Like that's literally my family story. Is like moved from Mississippi. My grandparents moved
yep.
from Mississippi down to Chicago, and then some of them, like one of my aunts, actually moved back to Chicago. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
I mean, not back to Chicago, back to Mississippi. She's
Mississippi?
been there
Yeah.
for decades. Like she ended up moving back and staying.
That's crazy. Yeah. A lot of my
Yeah.
family has done the same thing. Instead of Chicago, it was Cleveland. So everybody, I happen to grow up in Columbus because my dad moved, but otherwise, most of my family went from Grace, Mississippi to Cleveland. So it's
Mhm.
crazy, bro. So the parallels you see there and just like the jazz or blues influences too, bro. Like it's
Bro.
to me, I enjoyed it the second. I'm going for a third. I don't care.
Oh, I'm going
I'm
for
going
it,
for a
bro.
third.
I haven't seen a movie back to back like this where I want to see it again since the last movie that I was curious enough about to do this with was Get Out.
Yeah.
Get
Another
Out
one.
was the last time where after I saw it, I was like, I gotta go see this again, or I gotta like
Yep.
I had to double and triple back, just in case I missed anything. And I think that
Mhm.
this is alongside that, and I would even say I think this is a better movie than Get Out.
Oh wow, that's high praise, bro. That's
I
high
think
praise.
I think I like it better, and I might haven't seen Get Out in a while, but I think I'm gonna say this is better than Get Out just because of the messaging, but also just like the music was amazing, the
Hmm.
like the shots, like the cinematography, everything was just like on another level
Yeah.
than I had seen in like I said in a while. Like there are certain scenes in there where I was just amazed by. I was just looking at it like, yo, this is crazy.
And we can talk about one because we're imagining y'all. These are spoilers, bro. I
Hey,
don't care.
I'm gonna let y'all know, man. If you haven't seen it yet, there are some spoilers coming, so you can hit
Yes.
fast forward a little bit here because there are gonna be a
Yes.
couple. Now, this is not a movie podcast, but there is a music component here, and there are
Yep.
parallels between hip hop and blues that we'll talk about a little bit. But there are a couple spoilers coming, so go ahead, fast forward like two
Fast
minutes,
forward.
like fast forward like 2 minutes.
Yeah, work the thumbs or work the work the keyboard. So yeah, there's a scene that like a lot of people have like talked about after the movie is the scene where Sammy is playing on the guitar, like he's playing in the actual juke joint, and then you see remnants of like, other artists across time, right? Like it looked like a group from Parliament Funk is playing, and then you see people you see West Coast rappers or traditional East Coast hip hop DJs scratching and things like that, bro. What did you think about when you saw that scene?
Bro, it was something like I had never seen before. I've never
Hmm.
seen a scene that was that impactful. Like it was crazy like to see like the ancestors, like it rise up ancestors from other genres from the past and present from that time period was
Yeah.
crazy. It was crazy to watch. Like
Mhm.
and how they like intertwined the musical genres in
Yeah.
order to do it. And even like the fact that the roof burning on fire,
Hmm.
symbolically burning on fire, and then it panned into the three vampires out there just watching it in like disgust almost. It was just a crazy scene, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and to see, I just have never seen it depicted in that way. I've never seen it like all of the lineage of music and our ancestry all linked together like that in a scene.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
it
that,
was fire. It was fire. And like for me, like being someone who, I've never seen anything like that in film, but I've seen other, especially black creators, like a Spike Lee, for example, be take creative liberties, right? And so
absolutely.
for me, this is one of those that shouldn't work, but it did.
Oh no,
Mixing
it should have been corny.
yeah, it should have been corny, but
Like
it
to have
wasn't.
somebody sitting up there breakdancing next to somebody who's, you know what I mean,
Or
playing
twerking.
funk music, and then next to
Yeah.
somebody who's twerking, next to somebody who crip walking. This should be a corny scene
Right.
on
And he
paper.
made it work. Ryan Coogler made it work. And I think he made it work. I think the cast made it work because they're of the culture. So if there's a sense of authenticity to it, you really can't miss. You can, but I think with Ryan Coogler's vision, we've seen him with Black Panther, we've seen him with Fruitvale Station. Like he's a master at what he does. And he's authentic in how he, tells these stories. So yeah, he's one of my favorite directors. Him, Jordan Peele, like these are my two favorite directors right now. So I wasn't surprised that this came through as amazingly as it did, man. This is a great film for
Yeah,
sure.
man, and I'll say too, man. Another element of this movie that I think is dope, and another area where it kind of compares to hip hop. And I've always drawn parallel between blues and hip hop. Even in my hip hop class, I
Mhm.
start with teaching the blues. Like I teach blues first in the hip hop. We don't even get to hip hop to like the second or third week. We're the third
Yeah.
week of class. And I talk about the blues. One of the reasons why, and I think that this film really captured it perfectly, is how blues was demonized in a similar way that hip hop was,
Mm, mm,
and both internally and externally, where it was viewed as this radical, almost evil genre. You know what I mean?
mhm.
And I feel like you the whole genre was labeled and stigmatized as negative. And the same exact thing happened to blues when it came out because blues it was almost like an offshoot of gospel music.
Mm.
And but it spoke from a different lens and it didn't have those same stipulations that gospel music had of it has to be positive and uplifting. It was like, no, I
Yeah.
could just talk about me hating life or the stuff that I'm going through or me wanting or partying or sex or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever I'm going through, I can talk about it on a song. And that's the same thing with hip hop. And I think that the more profound of that music was even labeled that, even though all of it wasn't super graphic or super vulgar, even.
Yeah.
But the whole genre ended up getting labeled that because of that. So
Mm.
much so with blues that there's blues singers, multiple blues singers that even had a reputation that they sold their soul to get the talent to sing.
They did.
Like that's a
Yeah.
running thing with
Yeah.
Howlin' Wolf. If anybody who's not familiar with Howlin' Wolf, look up Howlin' Wolf.
Mm.
Amazing, amazing blues artist. Really the one who fathered like introducing like the electric guitar in the blues, and that's a whole thing. And taking it from Mississippi to Chicago, the whole nine.
Yeah.
Amazing. But I think that this movie highlighted that better than I've ever seen on screen. So
Honestly, and that element too, since you brought it up too, one of my personal favorite scenes is because one of my personal favorite like performances out of this whole film of the whole year is what's his name?
Miles,
Lindo, Delroy Lindo, who
oh my
played
God, that
Delta
scene in the
Slim,
car,
bro, because that scene in the car tells you how black people for years, African Americans for years have translated their pain into what other
absolutely.
people would conceive like perceive as like gold, right? Like, but you have to they pull from so much hurt to make what it is that we all enjoy. So that was a
Absolutely.
clear sign for me. I was just like, man,
Oh, they
you
depicted
know,
that perfectly, and I'm using that scene in class in next semester. If any of my students
mm,
watch, you'll be watching that scene in
yeah,
because it to me they depicted it perfect. Like him
mm,
telling that story about his friend being lynched, and then it going from that, him going directly from that to transitioning into song was crazy.
crazy.
Yeah,
Correct.
amazing acting, man. Like I say, I can't praise the movie enough. Like a lot of people are just trying to be contrary to be contrary. I don't like it. It's trash. It's like stop it, bro. Like there's no if you don't like that like this genre of movie, which I don't even really label it a full horror. There's to me there's like 40 minutes of straight horror, maybe like
Yeah.
30 to 40 minutes of like where it's a straight up horror movie. But other than that, I
Mm.
don't know if I really would label it as horror.
I
But
wouldn't either, bro. Like for me, this has more social like conversations than it does like
yeah,
horror elements to
the only
me.
horror part is in the house, and during like I said, 30 minutes of the house is horror.
Yeah. And to me that like to me that's like the least interesting one of the least interesting parts for me. I think it's the idea of like the group in which that infiltrates like the juke joint and then does what they do. I think that's a more interesting concept and conversation than
Yeah,
the actual horror itself, even though it's not bad. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, man. But look, man, salute Ryan Coogler, Michael B.
Did his
Jordan.
thing.
Michael B. Jordan played two characters so well that I didn't even think about the fact that he was playing both of them, which is crazy.
Yeah. Same. Same.
Yeah, and when I heard he was playing twins, I was like, this could be bad. This could be bad. Like I could see
Yeah.
somebody doing that poorly. Like I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that well.
I don't. Oh, yeah. I would have to dig
I don't even
in.
know a movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are movies. Y'all can leave them in the chat if you know a movie where somebody played twins. But
Shoot, I'll tell you the worst one is Adam Sandler, Jack and Jill, or whatever that movie is.
oh, I know the one.
I said that out loud. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Why are we even expecting that to be a quality performance? But other people have done it, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
but no, man. Shout out to them, bro. This is one of the ages. Like this is not a movie that I think is being overhyped. Like nah.
nah, it deserves the praises and its flowers for sure.
Rap and Reason podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins.